Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 68 of my series in which I will try to collect 1 billion iron ingots. In today's episode, I am going to be finishing out my nuclear power build that I started in the last episode. So first off, let's actually just go over to the building and see what we've done so far and kind of, expand it and finalize the setup here. So here's what we have so far. We will be using the RSH condensators and LZH condensators to cool a bunch of quad fuel rods I have here. And for this setup, what I'm going to need to do is I need to essentially spread this across the rest of the room. And what I mean by that is just basically putting reactors across the room like so. And let's see, I think down below I have them clear across, and I'm going to try to do that for this as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically replicate this setup right here across the room, and then I'm going to be back and then we can figure a bunch of stuff out, because there's a lot of different moving parts to this build. And yeah, there'll be a few obstacles, but I'm going to be right back after I have this replicated across the room. Now I have the system replicated across the room. I have foreseen a couple of problems here. First off, this reactant coolant injector will be receiving high voltage from this thing, and therefore this will explode. So what I'm going to do is, on either side here, I am going to not have this reactor be here on this very side, and I am going to, let's see here, come on, I am going to destroy the reactor on this far side as well, because I am going to need this over here in addition to the space I need over on the other side. So let's do this. Get everything back, get rid of the glass fiber cable here, and that should work. In addition, as we have this set up, this LZH will also be getting too much voltage, and therefore it will be destroyed. So that's kind of why I have that area down here taken away, because I need a place to get the regular voltage, as in I think it's referred to as high voltage. It might be extreme voltage, I'm not sure. But anyways, I need a place to get my regular voltage that I'm producing from the reactors out. And we are going to be using this corner over here for that. And by using the corner, we will not be interfering with any of these other cables, and so that is cool. That also means I do not need the painters that I have brought, because I do not need to paint any of the glass fiber cable, which is cool. And what I can do is I can actually still use this. I just have to run it across the top like so. Cool. So that's all done. The next thing is I need a bunch of item duct, because I need to do a few things. First, we need to get fuel into the reactors and out of the reactors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this torch away, because I need that space for this here item duct. Whoops. Thanks, torch. Not the first time torches have foiled me. So this will be the conduit for that. I think what we can go ahead and do is we can place ME interfaces at either end here and here. So let's grab a couple of ME interfaces, and got one right there. That should work fine. And one will have a retriever on it. Let's just actually grab what we need right now, and a servo. So right here can be the retriever, and we need it to not be on right now, and we need it to whitelist. Let's just throw cobblestone in for right now. Actually, we can go ahead and turn this one on. It should not be able to pull anything out except for cobblestone, and obviously these things don't have cobblestone. So that should be on. And now I need one for... Actually, I need to... Actually, no, I don't need to route that differently. That'll be just fine. And this one will need to be the servo. This one will need to be not on right now. And it needs to be round robin. And this one could definitely use to be round robin as well. So there's that. Let's clear out our inventory real quick of stuff we don't really need. We'll need that. Actually, we don't need it right now. Next thing I need to do is I also need to get redstone and lapis into these guys. So what I need to do is... Actually, I need to be careful here. I need to connect them. I need to connect item duct up here to these two things, but not the reactors. So I can go ahead and do this off camera. It'll take a hot second, and after I have this clear across here, I will be right back. Now that I have this done, I am going to set up a lapis and a redstone block modular storage here, and we're gonna grab 2 of these guys, and I need 2 of these as well, and I also need a block of lapis, some blocks of lapis, and some blocks of redstone. Now, how I ideally see this is, first off, I need some comparators as well, because I do not want these reactors to blow up, and so I'm going to control the redstone to them through comparators to these modular storage devices. Now, how ideally I would like this to function is, let's throw down our modular storage, let's throw some items in, let's see if this gets a redstone signal. Wrong. It does not. Let's see if we grab a bunch of redstone. Does that work? Let's see if we grab even more redstone. I'm pretty sure that these things work with redstone control, but I'm not 100% positive. So I need to make sure that they're actually going to work with redstone control. Otherwise, I might have to use plain Jane regular chests. That should be giving me a redstone signal of some sort, and I don't think it is. No, come on. No, it's not. Okay, so we're going to have to forego that. Let's try chests, because yeah. So let's grab these chests here. I don't think I need this. And then let's grab some redstone. Yes, okay, that will work fine. And what we can do, trying to think of a good way to do this now. No, I don't really. Okay, how I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to flip this around a little bit and put my chest. I can't really put it there either. If I elevate it, can I do that? I think this might work. So if I, and let's grab stone because I kind of think this will work. So let's get rid of a few of those. Grab some stone. Grab a comparator. And then let's say I need a structural duct. And I actually need 2 of these, 1 for each side here. And let's connect it right here, not up here. And then I need a redstone relay. Let's actually grab 2. And what I want to do here is throw that down there. This being input, you're getting 3. Let's see here. Output. Are you on? You are on. Cool. Perfect. So that should work. Now I just need to get items to this guy. But that should not be a problem. If I just put a IMI interface right here. And let's grab 2 of them because we need 1 on each side. And then let's grab some covered cable as well. And then, let's see here. How do we have this? I think we can go ahead and just run this like so. And then, let's see here. Actually, you know what? Let's not use an IMI interface at all. Let's just use an export bus. I think that'll be cleaner. So 2 export buses with crafting cards, importantly. They definitely need crafting cards. And then 6 of these guys. So how we're going to do this is on the bottom, crafting card, acceleration. This will be redstone. And then these handy dandy guys. Boom. And then for the connection to these interfaces right here, I think what we can do is just run this up like so. Then we can run it across the room like this. And then I think for the one over here, we can just run it across this right here. I need more cover cable. Wow. Grab a stack. That's more than enough, but okay, so once again we need this guy right here, and then we need to have a chest. We already have a chest. We need the stone. Very importantly, I do need that there. Duh. I'm thinking in my head, I need that not to connect. It needs to connect because there needs to be a server there. But for right now, there doesn't need to be a server there because there needs to be this here. And I guess I need a duct underneath. Shoot. Logistics. Who needs them? And then over here we have this. Let's set up this first. Good old export bus. And this needs to be lapis, crafting card. And I can go ahead and throw the lapis in. Okay, that should work. And then I'm gonna try slapping a servo on both these guys without using filters. I grabbed a bunch of filters, but I actually don't think I will need them. So let's on with round robin at some point. I wonder what happened to all my lapis that was there. Oh well, it went somewhere. Not really sure where. Okay, so we have a bunch of redstone in here. Should be cool. Okay, it went down here. I don't know why it went down there first, but... Oh, and this needs to be round robin as well. So essentially, if this thing empties out, we should stop getting a redstone signal right there. And how these reactors are constructed, and we have to go to the only one that's filled right now is, but as long as any of these, as long as either the redstone or the LZH, either the RSH or the LZH, if either one still has durability, it should be fine. And I actually don't know, but oh shoot, I do have a worry. If their durability goes all the way to 0, they might break, and if that happens, that would not be good. So I'm trying to think of a way to test this, and I'm not sure there is. There is. Duh. Okay, so I need to test something, but first let's, nope, need you there with the redstone relay right here. Needs to be input. Good. Cool. So we're starting to get redstone and lapis around, which is great. And let's go ahead and get rid of that. We have our power all hooked up. That should be good. I guess the next thing I need to do is I need to actually install the LZH and the RSH. So let's go ahead and get rid of a bunch of this crap, and let's grab all of that. I actually might need to make more of these, to be honest, especially the especially the RSH ones. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set all the reactors up like this, if I have enough stuff, that is, and then I'm going to be right back. And here we are. We have all of our reactors configured like this. The next thing I need to do is I need to automate the insertion of the fuel rods, and that'll be pretty easy. The first thing I need to do, though, is I need to change my suit to my hazmat suit here, and then I need to grab some quad fuel rods. And we can grab just 60, and what we can do is, oh, this wasn't supposed to be on. I guess it doesn't really matter right now, to be honest, because all of them have all of the coolers in them. What I can do is I can tell this thing, hey, keep 64 of these in stock. So what should happen is we should see these things fill up with nuclear fuel, which seems to have happened. Cool, cool, cool. And I guess the next step here is sweet. Okay, cool. The next step I need to do is I need to get a bunch of redstone relays, and I should just type in relay because that's easier. Oh, sorry, my cat attacked me. And well, I guess we don't need this suit anymore. Let's get back into our good suit. And what we should be able to do is put all these relays on output mode, and we should see our reactors start to come on. Now, I am going to... these need to be on compare mode, sorry. There we go. Okay, they are. I need to go ahead and set all of these relays up. And let's see here. Make sure these guys kick on. Are we getting power here? I wonder if I'm not gonna have to add more transformers, and that could be problematic. And that's because, okay, that's because they're just simply not, it's not getting enough power not to power all of the things that it needs to power. So I'm going to have to be careful with that. But for right now, let's go ahead and turn all these guys on. Let's see if that's helping any. It doesn't really look like it's helping. In fact, it looks like, it really looks like I should probably shut these things off. So let's go ahead and, Yeah, let's change both of these guys to off for right now, because I'm worried about these getting enough power. There might be a little bit way around this, and that would involve batteries, like bat boxes. These are tier 2, so they should be able to handle 128 EU per tick. So let's see here. What do we have at 180 EU per tick? I think an MFE is 512. It is. What about a CESU? These are what we want. And okay, we're gonna try a little. This will probably blow up, but you know what? Experiment. Science time. Yep, it blew up. I had to. I needed to figure out if that would work, and apparently it will not. So that's cool. That's why I put it there, because I didn't want shit to blow up. So let's see here. What else can we do? Because this is not a super ideal situation. Okay, so I think what we can do, another thing we can try is more transformers. And there's actually a decent place to put them up here, so let's... Yeah, let's do 10, because we can. And then do 10 of these. What I can do is transformer off this block and then transformer down. I'm going to need a couple of wrenches probably. And let's see if my transformers are done. They're not. They're not even close. Come on, go faster. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be right back after the transformers are done crafting. Now I have my transformers done. What we are going to do is place them. First we are going to place the lower tier transformer, and we need it to be facing like so, which is perfect. And I have 11 of them. I'm not sure how many. First let's place down 10, and then the next thing I need to do is place down this. Now these guys I will have to flip around, and I can do that with my wrenches. By holding shift click, it should flip them opposite, because normally if I were to right click it would flip it this way, but if I shift right click it flips it the opposite way. So the 5 side should be against the high voltage over here, which is perfect. And that broke, but we have more. Okay, so now what we need to do is, and actually 10 is the perfect number here because I can't place one right here. Actually I might be able to, I'm not sure. But anyways, I need to do fixed step down for all of these guys. That shouldn't take but a second. And then we can go ahead and try to fire this thing up and see if we have enough power, because we definitely don't want these things to be our coolant injectors to be starved for power. That would be bad. So okay, everything's fixed step down. Let's I actually want to redo this slightly. I took away the transformers from over here because it just looks out of place since I have these over here. Let's try this again. Actually, let's set this to be always on real fast. Cool. And then this needs to be on. So, okay, that looks really promising. I like that. Because these things don't even need power yet, and it looks like they are getting the power that they need. That's cool. So that should be a lot better. And as we saw when we were, yeah, it was this one. As we saw when we were actually playtesting with this one, these things don't need to operate very often. So by having them, by powering them with 10 of these guys, it looks like everything's going to work out. So let's go ahead and finish with our relays here. And then we can look at how much iron we're producing, and then I think wrap up. So I actually really like this build because I don't do a whole lot with the regular uranium. I use a lot of Mox fuel rods pretty much whenever I can, and it's kind of nice to go back to using regular fuel rods. Everything looks like is working pretty well. That's fantastic. This thing is making quite a bit of UU matter, and that should equate to a decent amount of iron, which is awesome. It's not super fast, and it's definitely a little bit slower than what we have going on downstairs, but this is exciting. This is cool. And hopefully it doesn't blow up. So we need to have this be redstone input. These things are still filling up. Fortunately, it will not use a whole lot of lapis. As far as how much redstone it's going to use, I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on my redstone supply. But right now we have over 2 million blocks. Can I craft? Yeah, I can. You know what I'm going to do is, real fast before I forget, I am going to take my crafting card out of this redstone, because as I process redstone right now, I get the blocks. So I don't even need the crafting card in here. And I'd prefer not to run myself out of redstone accidentally. So what I can do now is I can pretty much get rid of everything here. And grab some stone and fix this hole. Yes, there. And let's see if we have one over here as well. We do not. Cool. So I think that looks like a good completed build. I'm pretty happy with this. It's been quite a while since I've actually used this type of cooling. Hopefully it works out right, like it should. I'm going to keep an eye on this one real fast. I'm actually going to keep an eye on these for a little bit, and then I'm going to be back to wrap up. I just want to make sure everything's working like it should, because, like I said, I pretty much never use this type of system. I just want to make sure it's actually going to work. I don't want a giant hole in the ground right here, so I'm going to be right back. And it looks like everything is running like it should. These guys are being restored, and that's cool. Just for reference, right now I have just over 2 million blocks of redstone, and as far as lapis, I have 29 million of this stuff. So I have a lot of lapis and a lot of redstone. I am definitely going to have to keep an eye on that as I continue to run these reactors, but everything looks good as of right now. In the future, I actually have to set up this retriever here, and I can't set it up right now because I do not have any depleted quad fuel rods. I'm not too worried about that. I can come back. I'll probably actually have to come back tomorrow, but that's fine. This will run until we get a bunch of depleted fuel rods, and then I can set this retriever up. And yeah, I really like this build. So I am going to run back to my main base. Actually, no, I don't even have to do that. So in today's episode, I finished setting up this monstrosity, and by this monstrosity, I say that very affectionately. I really like this. I rarely use these condensators, and it seems to be working pretty well. It should be fairly safe. Should everything be set up and working correctly? It seems like everything is. We haven't had any explosions or anything yet, so I'm optimistic that we won't have any explosions. Yeah, as of right now, I have 146 million iron ingots. And I think in the last episode, I said I was getting like 7 or 8 million per episode, or like per day. I think it's actually closer to 7 million, but that's still a really good number. It'll still take me a couple of months, give or take, to get to 1 billion. But I think should we continue expanding our production, we will get there eventually. So I'm excited. I don't know that anyone else has ever done something as stupid as this in Minecraft, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be nice to get there. But for right now, this is Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.